Two people, same city, same starting salary. 10 years later, one of them, she lives in a rented place, has a maxed out credit card, and still thinks the problem is the government. The other one just bought her second property outright, travels twice a year, and sleeps peacefully. The difference between them wasn't inheritance, it wasn't luck, it wasn't financial IQ. It was a series of silent decisions, repeated over time. Time which most people never really stop to examine. And that's exactly what you're going to understand today. There is a set of behaviors that, when combined, produces growth. Asset acquisition at a speed that seems absurd to outsiders. It seems magic. It seems unfair. Sometimes it even seems illegal. But it's none of those three things. It's mechanical, it's a system, and most importantly, it's replicable. The thesis of this video is simple. Wealth doesn't grow by accident. It grows because design. And you'll see in the following rules exactly how this design works in practice, with the mistakes that hold most people back and the moves that separate those who it's a hoarding process for those who merely survive. Rule 1, pay for the future before paying for the present. Surveys on financial behavior in Brazil reveal something disturbing. The vast majority of people save what's left over at the end of the month. The problem is, there's almost never anything left over. Because spending expands to fill all income. Available. Always. This has a name in behavioral psychology. It's called the expansion effect of consumption. The more you earn, the more you spend, without the feeling of abundance changes. The pattern automatically adjusts to consume everything. The only way to break this cycle is to withdraw money from the future before the gift can be touched. Automate a transfer on payday, not on end of the month, on the day, before paying the bill, before checking the balance, before decide what you're going to have for dinner. This is not discipline. Discipline fails. This is decision architecture. It removes the choice from the equation. When the money is not in the checking account, it simply doesn't exist for your short-term brain. It may seem small, it's not. It's the foundation for everything that comes after. Rule 2, understand that the speed of accumulation does not depend only on how much you win. Meet Danilo. Engineer, 32 years old, salary of 10,000 Rs per this month. Danilo lives well, apartment in an upscale neighborhood, financed car, travel. He invests internationally every year. He invests when he can, which is rarely. Now meet Cláudia, data analyst, same age range, 6,000 Rs per month. Cláudia lives in a simpler neighborhood, doesn't have a car, and transfers automatically 2,000 Rs every month for investments before anything else. Another commitment. In 5 years, Cláudia accumulated more than double the invested assets of Danilo. And Danilo still doesn't understand how this is possible. The answer lies in the savings rate, not the absolute value of income. Research studies on wealth accumulation show that the speed at which someone becomes rich, it has a much stronger correlation with the percentage of income invested than with the nominal salary value. Danilo earns more. Cláudia saves more. In a decade, the distance between them will be irreversible. What you do with the difference between how much you earn and how much you spend is the only variable that really matters. Rule 3. Use time as an asset, not as a backdrop. Here's the part that causes the most discomfort. Lost time is gone forever. I'm not speaking poetically. I'm speaking mathematically. Growth. The compound works in a way that the human brain is ill-equipped for. Visualize it. You imagine linear growth. The reality is exponential. This means that the initial years invested are worth much more than the later ones last year. One real invested today is worth, in terms of final result, much more than that one real invested 10 years from now, even if market conditions are identical. Surveys on the behavior of Brazilian investors show that most people start investing consistently after the age of 35. The problem isn't starting late. The problem is that those who start early, even with lower values, it reaches a level that late investors never achieve, even accelerating much later. You can't buy back the time that's passed, but you can stop now. Sell the time you still have. Rule 4, protect your own assets. That's the point nobody likes to hear. The biggest threat to your assets is not inflation. It's not the interest rate. It's not the exchange rate. It's you on bad days, in moments of euphoria and crises of anxiety, during end-of-year celebrations, during November sales. Research in behavioral finance exhaustively documents what is known as bias. Regarding the present, our brain overvalues immediate rewards and undervalues them. Irrational consequences for the future. It's not weakness of character, it's brain architecture. Everyone has it. The solution is not willpower, it's deliberate friction. Put your long-term money in places where it's difficult to withdraw from. Don't withdraw your money impulsively. Don't let your invested money sit idle. Digital interface, that consumer money. Create layers of difficulty between you and your assets. It sounds counterintuitive because you don't trust yourself. But investors. Consistent long-term behaviors don't necessarily mean more disciplined behaviors. Best at creating systems that make it harder to make mistakes. Rule 5. Treat every increase in income as an invisible opportunity. Let's go back to Danilo and Cláudia. 2 years after we last saw them, Danilo received a promotion. Significant. A 30% increase in salary. In 6 months, there had been traded in the car, moved to a bigger apartment, and signed up for 2 more services. Streaming. The increase was completely absorbed by the new standard of living. The savings rate remained the same. Cláudia also received a raise, smaller than Danilo's. She allowed that half of that increase would raise their standard of living. Better dinners, a trip, more per year. The other half went directly to automatic investments. This movement has a name. It's called augmentation interception. And it's one of the levers, one of the most powerful wealth accumulation methods because it uses money you don't already own. You learned how to spend, you don't miss what you never got around to consuming. Each time your income increases, you have a very short window of opportunity before your lifestyle reconfigures itself to absorb everything. That window, it's worth its weight in gold. Most people close it without even realizing it existed. Rule 6. Measure. What matters? Not what appears. There's a silent trap that keeps millions of people in a cycle of apparent prosperity without real accumulation. It's the confusion between income and wealth. Income is what comes in. Wealth is what remains. You can have a high income and negative net worth. You can have a median income and a rapidly growing net worth. The two are not correlated. Automatic. Only the decision you make between them creates the bridge. Surveys on financial perception in Brazil show that a portion A significant number of high-income individuals consider themselves unable to invest due to lack of funds. Surplus in the budget. At the same time, a significant portion of salaried workers' average income maintains surprisingly high savings rates. The difference lies in what each one chooses to measure it as progress. If you measure your progress by the size of your car, by the address of whether it's your apartment or the frequency of your travels, you'll optimize it for those things. If you measure it by the growth of your net worth, what you own less, what you should do is optimize for that. You can't control the market. You can't control the economy, but you can choose what will serve as the benchmark for your progress. This choice determines all. Remember the 2 people from the beginning? Same city, same starting salary. 10 years later, radically different results. Different. Now you know it wasn't an accident. One of them, consciously or unconsciously, applied it. Most of these rules. The other ignored them, not out of bad faith, but because no one explained that these choices existed. The wealth growth that appears illegal from the outside is no secret. It's kept under lock and key. It has a mechanism, a system, a series of decisions. Small, repeated, with enough consistency for time to do the work. Heavy. The question that remains is not whether you can. The question is which of the 2 people you're building, one decision at a time.